My next one, Jordan, is a movie called Christy.
I got a treat for you. You must be the lady I've been hearing so much about.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to meet you, Mr. King.
Now tell me about yourself. Jesse here says that you fight in all pink.
I'm from West Virginia.
What's that got to do with pink?
Nothing, sir. I'm just telling you about myself.
Yeah, pink was my idea.
I think I found my thing. I bet most people go their entire lives and they don't even know what their thing is.
You the world champion right now. You think you what makes the world turn. But one day you're gonna wake up and realize that it turns just fine without you.
What are you doing sneaking around behind my back?
Sneaking around. Hey, Dad. I think I want to come home.
Want to lose your trainer, your career, all of it?
And it is about...
Christy, wake up!
I mean, boy, howdy does she. I feel really okay. This is a movie... This is Christy, and this is about boxer Christy Martin. And I feel kind of bad because... I texted. I was gonna make this joke to you, and then I got.
Fucking.
And then I
Sorry,
got.
mate. My shit keeps fucking unplugging and it's pissing me off.
That's annoying. Mine does that. In fact, mine is currently doing that. I plugged it in and it's now not plugged in. Anyway, this is about female boxer Christy Martin, and I felt really bad because it starts off. The movie starts off with her as an amateur boxer, and she is in a relationship with a woman. And she has what I would call... She has a mullet. Like a really stereotypical lesbian mullet. And Sydney Sweeney plays Christy Martin. And it's like she Googled lesbian haircut and took the first search result she saw. Like, it's that kind of cliche. And I felt bad. I texted the twins and I made fun of this haircut. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought I heard something. Anyway, and then the movie went on, and I got to the end of it, and it turns out that this person is a really tragic and sad story, and a lot of bad shit happens to her. So then I felt a little bad for making fun of her. But this is the kind of movie where it's an absolute Oscar bation fest, where you're wiping off all the Oscar bait off of your face. Sydney Sweeney gained a bunch of weight to perform in this role. She absolutely disappears into it. She apparently is doing all of the boxing, and anytime it's the kind of movie that
Not just some of the boxing.
all of it.
All of the boxing.
She did all of the boxing, yeah. It's the kind of movie that kind of pisses me off a little bit because...
Harsh.
Well, it pisses me off when guys are like, women are inherently weaker than men physically. And I'm like, okay, if you genuinely believe that, I want you to let Christy Martin punch you in the gut as hard as she can and see if you don't collapse like a house of fucking cards.
Oh, an overhand right. It was a real left hook. And she followed. Oh, a combination at the bell. This one goes in the books.
Because she was strong. Like, off the back of this, I watched she you don't know her, but one of the biggest fights she did was she fought against Layla Ali, which is Muhammad Ali's daughter. And Layla Ali was like twice her size. Like, I watched the actual fight, like the real life fight, after I watched the movie, and Layla Ali is like double her size. And she's just taking punishment from her. Like, watching her, I watched a couple of her fights, and I watched one of her knockouts, and like she hits like a pile of bricks. Like, it's crazy how hard she hits. It's wild. But the basic
like a brick house.
like a brick house. It's crazy how strong she is. So I just think if she hit me in the face, I'd go down like pretty easily and like without any real struggle from her.
I mean, yeah, but that's because I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Um, yeah, but and I bruise like a peach. I got a weak baby chin.
And I've got a glass jaw, baby.
I got a glass jaw. But no, so this the big thing with this is
I actually don't know. I've never been in a fight.
I've never been in a I'm not that kind of fight anyway.
Closest I've come is me and my brother have wrestled sometimes, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, there was that one time when we were kids. We got into a fight once, but there was no punches thrown, so that doesn't.
There wasn't punches. It was more like we were wrestling. We were wrestling.
But so the big thing with this is early on in her career, she gets introduced to her trainer, played by Ben Foster, and he is kind of a creepy, weird dude. Is the best way to describe it. And she is gay, like lesbian gay, very gay, and.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
She is dating a woman, and she ends up breaking up with the girl. Ends up breaking up with her because they're dating long distance, and the girl ends up with a guy. So Christy Martin ends up with this coach and marries the coach, and is very much like in the closet. But like the movie doesn't do a great job of kind of. It never really makes it look like she always comes across as having I don't want to be like lesbian energy, but she never feels like she's acting all that straight. And so for most of her career, she just like insults women and like calls them homophobic slurs to like try to distract away from the fact that she's actually one of those like you're projecting kind of deal. She's projecting onto other people, and this husband is like isolates her and is like gaslights her and basically treats her like shit and is like, you wouldn't be anyone if it wasn't for me, that type of shitty relationship. And it eventually devolves and it's really a really not great but really powerful demonstration of like how emotional trauma is so much more effective, so much mental damage is so much more effective than like physical damage, because like he's like choking her and like hitting her, and it's like he's like the movie doesn't do a good job of presenting this, but in real life she was like in her 30s and he was like in her 50s, or like no, I think she was in her 20s and he was in his 50s. By the time they stopped being together, he was in his 60s. So like he's physically overpowering her, but she's stronger than him. Like if she wanted to, she could knock him clean unconscious, but his psychological damage has been so effective that she so thorough. She sees him as being more physically
bigger than he is.
Yeah.
So I'm a bad person because every time you say mental damage or whatever, my brain just goes to the YouTube video where it's like emotional damage.
Uncle Roger, I think that's who that is. Yeah.
So I'm a bad person.
So like her, as the movie goes on, it goes through her career, and it does that like biopic movie thing where a lot of time is supposed to pass, but nobody looks any older. So it goes from like the 90s to that fight I mentioned where she fought Layla Ali was in 2003, and her career goes through ebbs and flows of like not being successful and being successful and what have you, and her. The husband is asking her to do progressively more and more awful things. Like at one point he gets her to like fight with this really fat disgusting guy for money, and it's vaguely sexual. It's really weird. At other points he's having her film porn, like it's very strange. And then at one point he's controlling her with, she's now addicted to cocaine, and he's like controlling her by giving her cocaine. And
this is a boxing movie?
It's a biopic about this woman, yeah. And and then the thing about it, if I think about this movie, is it's honestly the boxing sequences are well shot, Like they're quite well shot. I was impressed by how well shot they were. Like they're easy to follow. It's not overly shaky. You can see it's not like the Hunger Games. Like you can see everything that's happening. Like it's honestly better than some Rocky movies. I was like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good shit. Like these are decent fights. Like they're entertaining. Like the Layla Ali fight in particular is like harrowing. It's actually a kind of a good moment. Anyway, so yeah, he's controlling her, and he's getting progressively more and more like unhinged. And she goes to and also her family is awful.
Sounds like everyone's in this movie is awful.
Yeah, that's the thing about Christy Martin is Christy Martin for most of the movie also comes. You're right. Everyone in this movie comes across as being kind of awful, vaguely awful. But at one point she goes to her mom after she's been with him for like 10 years or something, and she's like, Mom, he like has done all this awful shit to me behind doors that I don't want to say what he's done. I need help. And the mom, not so many words, basically goes, do you ever consider maybe that it's your fault? And
so I know I'm your mother and I'm supposed to be supportive, but have you ever considered that I'm going to gaslight you into believing that you're the problem?
Pretty much. That's what the scene is. It's her. She sits there and she listens, and then it takes a beat and goes, well, maybe you did ask for it. Like, basically. Like, it's awful. She's awful. She's an awful woman.
Maybe the outfit that you wore enticed the man into doing what he did. Have you ever considered that you're the...
You're the problem?
Sorry, my thing yet again disconnected, and it's really having problems today.
For some reason. And so, anyway...
And every time it does, the camera goes black, I stutter, I can't hear you for a second, you've continued some joke which I'm sure was hilarious, and then I fade back in going like, sorry, what did I miss? My camera decided to sputter out on me like a cheap bitch. Sorry. I just...
So I had to tell you all that background to get to the big... I don't know if this is a spoiler because it happened in real life, but I suppose it's a spoiler for the movie because it does kind of come completely out of... No, it's not that it comes completely out of left field because he's definitely like indicating that he's heading in this direction.
Life is a spoiler.
I suppose, Jordan, you can assume that this doesn't end well. I'm
assuming it's either he goes over the line and does something terrible, or she fights back and kills him.
So... And this is what makes the story incredible.
It's really the two directions that I can see this going.
This really happened. So, she is at a point where she's at a breaking point. She wants to leave him, but he keeps saying, "If you leave me, I'll kill you." He's like, "If you leave me, I'll kill you." But it's that kind of like he says it like it's not like it's a joke, but it has the tone of being a joke, but he's saying it super seriously, so it's not a joke. And so she's like, "I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you." It's like, "So I'm gonna kill you." And you got to keep in mind that this movie takes place in like the 90s, so coming out of being gay, not really okay. And so he's like, basically, he thinks that she's gonna leave him, and he texts this picture of her with all of with this woman to all of their friends and all of her boxing contacts. And she, in her mind, because he's got her so thoroughly, like you said, gaslit and tangled up, she's like, if I leave him, that's it for my boxing career.
He will ruin me.
Yeah, he'll ruin me. It'll ruin my life. And so she's like, I need to go home. And this woman, the woman she's with, is like, what? No. And I'm like, what? No. Why would you? But I had to keep reminding myself. I'm like, I'm a third party watching this, right? I'm not in that. I'm not her. I don't have that mental.
Yeah, you're also not a woman.
Right. I'm not in a position of powerlessness quite in that way. So I'm like, yeah, it's easy for me to be like, honey, what are you doing? Don't go back to him.
You are too good for him.
And so she goes back to him and is like, hey, yeah, I'm back, but I'm not taking no shit. And she's on the phone with the girl, and he's like, we need to talk. He's like, I'll talk to you when I'm good and ready. And he's like, oh, we need to talk.
What was
now.
that? I said I'm good and ready.
She's like, okay, well, he keeps standing there. We need to talk. We need to talk. And she's like, okay, fine. She hangs up, and he walks up and stabs her in the gut. She just starts bleeding, and she's like laying on the ground, like in pain, obviously, dying. And she's like, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. And he's just like psychopathically calmly, like he walks away. He starts putting on shaving cream and starts like shaving his face. Then he like gets in the shower and then he walks back and sees that she's still not dead and then shoots her. Poof, and then walks away again. And
and that's the end of the movie?
Sort of. Well, she gets up. And
after being multiple stabbed and shot in the head, she gets up?
I don't know if she was shot in the head. I think she was shot in the shoulder. But yeah, and shot. She gets up and like runs away and finds someone in a car. Like, help me, take me to a hospital. And like, yeah, she barely lived. And
wow, full of shit.
Yeah, she
then she went back for revenge.
She went to the
police. She murdered her husband.
Well, it's not gallows humor. There's a point where they capture him, and I'm like, it's a little hard to get away with murder when your victim survives. And so he goes to prison, and you can actually Google it, but there's a bit at the end where she's doing her I don't know if it's her witness testimony or her victim impact statement, but she's like talking to him in court, and they pretty much use what she said word for word. And and she there's a woman she meets earlier who's like her biggest boxing rival. You can find their fight on YouTube, and honestly it's a 30-minute fight. It's a phenomenal fight, but they ended up getting married. It was really cute.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and she eventually did go back to boxing. You can find I don't know how recent it is, but it looked reasonably recent within the past few years of her boxing, and you can see she's got the scar on her leg from where she was stabbed.
And she's now the heavyweight champion of the world.
I don't know if she ended up what she ended up doing with her boxing career. I didn't look too much into it, but my God, what a badass fucking woman! Like,
yeah, no doubt.
Like, yeah, like holy shit! Like, and it is a shame. This movie. I mean, this is my final words on this, but this movie. It is, yeah, like I say, it is an Oscar-bation fest. I don't think it got nominated for anything, but my God, is it gunning for it? I think if this had come out like a year before, maybe even a year after, because this came out right at the center of that like blue jeans, I have good genes, Sydney Sweeney controversy that she had, and everyone was like, "Oh, this movie bombed." It didn't, but it's like that. This is not the like kind of movie where like it makes huge money at the box office. It's just not that kind of movie. But like, yeah, I do think she deserves probably a bit more credit than she got for this, because the performance is good. She disappears into it, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a sucker for a good sports movie sports drama that I was into this. I totally dug it. I thought it was good. I don't understand why people said this was bad. I thought it was good. Christy Martin is a badass. Total badass.
Well, alrighty then, there, Justin. That's really good to hear. So if that's your final thoughts.
That is indeed my final thoughts. Hey there, everybody. It's N-Card Justin here. Let me know down in the comments, why do you think people didn't like Christy? I'm pretty sure I know why people didn't like Christy, but let me know what you're thinking down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast that this is from, our It Came From Amazon special, hit the box on the left. But if you want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, hit the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.